And welcome to our weekly Icarus PatchNotes discussion. I'm here with Karel, so I'm going to quickly hop over to Discord. Hey my man, how you doing?
Doing alright yourself?
Not bad, not bad. It's weekend, Friday, Icarus update. What
Indeed,
else?
of some
What
good
else can one do?
content.
Can you wish? So yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
So this week 211, with spiders and Arachnophobia mode.
And
This week 211 update brings us spiders, Arachnophobia mode, and a double experience event.
yes,
We're adding spider enemies and an Arachnophobia world setting option, plus a double XP to coincide with the winter sale. So welcome to week 211. This week, grab your friends for a double XP event and Icarus on 90% off sale. Base game only though. Not all the DLCs for 90% off, but still 90% off the base game is like €3.39. That's like nothing. So a good moment to start playing Icarus.
indeed.
We also add a brand new creature, spiders, with all new attacks, resources, trophies and challenges. Now for tough players who prefer to avoid spiders, an Arachnophobia world setting has also been added, which will disable spiders from spawning. So not just, it's not like it's gonna replace it with something else, a kitty or something. No, it's completely prevents spiders from spawning in. World settings can be adjusted by admins on dedicated servers or on the host in peer-to-peer play. We also provide a small peek in what's coming next week, a tameable and rideable mammoth.
Indeed,
First,
that is a big one.
Oh yeah. So first, some notable improvements. Fix being unable to pick up pieces of cake after the session is reloaded. I have to say we never had this issue.
Reloaded, in what sense?
So return to character select, load back into the prospect.
I know that that causes issue with the pheromone modules.
That is correct.
I
Which
haven't
is
tried to pick up cakes after
true.
reloading the session.
Because we know it's that method gives an issue with the pheromone module. What we usually do is we wait for the server to unload the prospect and then go back into the server, have the prospect reloaded, which will fix the issue with the pheromone module. It will then start working again proper.
It probably fixes the cakes. So, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it used to, because we never encountered this personally. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe because we know about the issue with the pheromone modules and thus have the prospect unload first from the DS.
That's exactly what I say.
Also, a couple of adjustments when bringing mounts down from orbit, so they spawn in a better area near the pod, which fixes some cases where the terrain around the area was not suitable. I reckon, or hope at least, this is about the mount if you bring it down where it does not want to go away, where it doesn't want to move. Even after sending the pod back up, it still won't move. What I did find, after tips from my viewers, go sit on the mount and then use the unstuck option. If you're unstuck whilst on the mount, it unstucks you with your mount, and then after unstuck, you will be able to move your mount around. So there was already a workaround for that problem. So maybe this is the same issue. I don't know. This week, double experience event. This week we're offering double XP to celebrate the holidays and to welcome the new players picking up Icarus in the winter sale at a massive 90% off. All DLC is also discounted if you've been waiting to pick up one of our expansion or item specs. Not the 90% though, but there will still be a discount. Also this week, spiders. New creature crawls its way into Icarus, the spiders. These nocturnal threats emerge after dark. Keeping good company with our native kiwi, can be found lurking outside caves in the forest and grasslands biomes across Olympus, Styx and Prometheus. Although not in the starter area on Olympus. There's no spider spawns there, as to not make it too hard for new players.
New people. Yeah, I think if it was probably fighting a spider in the evening, they could. Like I said, we haven't seen any of their attack patterns or how quick they are or how much damage they do. So we'll probably find some just out the caves past our base, which we'll be jumping into. So we'll wait for nightfall and go find a few.
Hey Infinity, welcome. Time for PatchNotes indeed, yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of starting players start out with a cave base, so they don't get storm damage and such. Now imagine your brand new character, your first night on the planet, you don't know what you do yet, you're barely level 2, you have your bedroll in a cave, and then you go to your bedroll and then all of a sudden there's spiders crawling all around there. So yeah, I can understand how they're like, yeah, maybe let's let spiders spawn in the starter region.
Yeah, makes sense. But like I said, they probably will be, I'd say, toughness-wise, similar to the Ice Scorpion for some reason. I'm thinking they're going to be similar to that, so we'll see.
I have no idea. We will see during our subsequent gameplay, no worries there. Now, explorers should stay alert while traveling at night. Spiders bring a set of unique and dangerous attacks. If you venture too close, they will launch poisonous webs that slow movement, making escape more difficult and encounters far more deadly. Plan your expeditions carefully, keep your distance, and be ready for a fight when darkness falls. Apparently there's an issue and they are working on a hotfix with the Arachnophobia mode. Yeah, there is an issue where the toggle for Arachnophobia mode doesn't seem to work proper. However, you can always go into your prospect.json file, which in the custom settings section will now have an entry for Arachnophobia mode, which you can manually toggle on and off. You will have to reload the prospect, obviously, after changing that option in the JSON, but you can do it that way. It's more an issue where the toggle doesn't work proper. And yes, I've seen the communications about it, and they are indeed working on I reckon it is going to be a hotfix where they fix this. So yeah, we're going to have to walk around at night, around caves. Maybe some bigger caves, giving us more possibility to spawn spiders. We will see. Now, defeating spiders also comes with its own rewards. They drop a new resource, spider silk, which can be used in alternate crafting recipes, including new options for rope and platinum weave, offering fresh ways to progress your gear and equipment. As with all of our creatures, spiders come with their own craftable trophy and unlockable bestiary entry. So I definitely want to fight some spiders in the dark. I hope they will be more common than kiwis though.
I mean, we have a couple of caves that we can search through, so we just have to be outside in grassland. So we're in a good location of our base, so we'll just go scouring around a bit. If we find one, then we'll just wait until the other person comes and takes a look, and then we'll see and farm some silk. We'll probably keep it for the T5 at some point, but apparently we can use it for substitutes in certain recipes. So we'll see about all those as well.
Craft silk rope, use silk for platinum weave, like you can do with wool. Also this week, Arachnophobia mode. We've also unlocked the custom world settings menu. This is new custom world settings. As you can see in the screen print, there is now a custom world settings button. This menu we plan to expand with additional options in future updates. As part of this release, we're introducing Arachnophobia mode, which allows you to toggle spider spawning on or off. If you're not a fan of 8-legged creatures, enabling this setting will prevent them from appearing in your world. Now, the Arachnophobia mode can be configured when creating a new prospect under the difficulty section. There's your custom world settings option here. Or at any time from the escape menu while in a prospect. That's the right part here, just above the continue button. Please note that this option is only available to hosts or admins. If you're playing as a client on a dedicated server, you'll need to log in as an admin to access it. Or, like I said, use the JSON, just edit the JSON file. Spiders will be aggressive, right? Kiwis are neutral, they attack only when attacked. That is correct. Kiwis are neutral. If you attack the nest or the kiwi themselves, they will come attack you. Spiders will be aggressive. They will be spitting poisonous webs if you get too close. Let's see. For new prospects, Arachnophobia mode will default to off. So no Arachnophobia mode on new prospects by default, so there will be spiders. However, for existing prospects it will default to on. This is to avoid unexpectedly introducing these new creatures into established worlds without players' awareness. You can opt in or out at any time via the custom world settings menu. Yeah, like you have this open world which you've been playing for a bit, and then you took a break for a couple of weeks. You come back and all of a sudden your world is crawling with spiders. That's not gonna happen. By default, Arachnophobia mode is on, so there will be no spiders.
Yep. I said to prevent people from getting like a jump scare because they weren't aware of suddenly being spiders, so...
Exactly. If you have any thoughts on other custom world settings you'd like to see in this menu, let us know. I reckon a future upvote will be a good place to do that. For example, I don't know, longer storms, less storms, based on the difficulty level of your prospect. You could do something like resource scarcity maybe. Like, hey, I'm playing on a hard mode, so I want only like half the voxels being populated, for example. So
Could be.
Introducing a resource scarcity there, artificial resource scarcity, by making use of the custom settings. I've seen like people already mentioning day and night cycle lengths, although I don't think that's going to be an easy thing to do.
No, the game
Not the
speed
way I
is
did-
standardized, so we're on a
Exactly.
24-hour clock, so...
Exactly. Maybe something with the fog settings in Olympus, although that's not really a difficulty setting. But you could, personally I've like the big fog I've turned off, but the haze is still there. Maybe that could be a customization setting.
I think it's basically anything that's got to do with like variable points in the world, such as pretty much just saying, okay, well, replace all herbivores with carnivores. Just have just wolves and tigers and jaguars and, you know, bears and nothing else. So there's no peaceful animals. Anything you're going to be shooting is going to try and kill you back. So no boars either. So pretty much, you know, you could probably play around with those ratios. And as you mentioned, the voxels, you could be like, okay, well, don't give me any oxide voxels. So I'm going to have to go pick up each and every piece of, you know, oxide, or I'm going to, you know,
That's
struggle
gonna
enough.
mean a rush to tier 4 to get the water electrolyzer thingy. The
For
tier
example.
4 oxygen bench does not use oxide anymore. But don't
Exactly.
forget, you need oxide as well for the organic resin, so you're
Exactly,
gonna
yeah.
limit yourself a lot there.
No, true, but that's the thing.
Yep.
So it's like, or you could just turn off all nodes. So you have to just go based upon what's available via deep veins. So there
You
is
won't be
no
able to
nodes.
do that. You need metals to make the drills.
Uh,
I mean, you can still
true as
do
well.
it, but then you have to rely on either resource packs
Yeah.
or simple missions.
No, like I said, but that's it's basically anything that's going to do with spawning. So it's a bit of an
Nah,
odd
simple
one
missions
on.
can't. You need metals already for the
Yeah.
contact device. Ooh,
But like I said,
yeah.
it's a very silly challenge, and it doesn't make sense. So pretty much just playing around with the spawn ratios is pretty much what, or the HPs, for example. So they would have, a 3x multiplier already on top of the existing HP pool. So polar bears would be pretty much run for your life or climb that tree or you're dead. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, it's already that way with polar bears.
And only if they start eating your backside whilst you're distracted fighting a whole pack of wolves. Yes, but if
I've
you
never
understand
been
where they
able
are,
to successfully joust polar bears. Normal bears,
yeah, they're
easy. Polar bears, nope.
yeah, well,
If I can outrun them, I will outrun them. I want a
but
custom
regardless,
world slider for the purple haze and the green fog.
yeah, for example,
Yeah. Like I said, I did it via the what's the service settings.ini. But yeah, if you don't want to do any manual INI file editing, a custom option would be a viable alternative indeed.
but next week,
Rideable woolly mammoths, yay! Next week,
awesome picture.
oh yeah. Next week, to celebrate the holidays, we will be adding a brand new mount, the woolly mammoth. Juvenile woolly mammoth will now spawn with their parents and can be captured and tamed in a normal way. As with all of our other creatures, they come with their own unique talent tree. Be sure to check it out next week. Oh, trust me, I
Indeed, we
will.
will. Yep.
And this
Yep.
looks like the Arctic Explorer cell with the big horns on the back.
Oh, okay. I haven't even noticed that. I was just looking at the size of the thing. It looks pretty cool. It looks like fluffy, so very nice.
Oh yeah, that's a woolly mammoth, and
Yeah.
quite fluffy saddle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Custom settings like make the low slider setting 10% for the fog and haze, so it's not as intense. Like I said, Infinity, you could try disabling the fog, but keep the haze, so you still have this immersive feeling, but it's not too bad. You can still see something. But yeah, that's basically you have a toggle for the haze and a toggle for the fog. So that's basically the only you have like 4 settings basically. None at all, or only the haze, like I play it. Only the fog, or both haze and fog. So It says woolly mammoth though. Is it going to include Colombian mammoths? It says woolly mammoth, so I'd say go to the Arctic to get your mammoths, not go to the swamp in Prometheus. Also, don't forget, Colombian mammoth is the mammoth in the swamp in Prometheus, but is only the swamp in Prometheus. Woolly mammoth is in the Arctic. Arctic is in all 3 maps. If it would be the Colombian mammoth, it would be Prometheus only. At least now it's the Arctic mammoth is all 3 maps. Is it going to include the Colombian mammoth? The way how I read this, the answer will be no. Because it specifically says the woolly mammoth. So Arctic mammoth from Prometheus? Oh yeah. As far as I know, there is. It's the southern Arctic. I believe I've seen mammoths there. Yeah, in my multiplayer Prometheus base, I have different mammoth trophies. So Colombian and woolly, I think. Yeah, must be. Though it has been a while since I've played Prometheus. Only seen Colombian in the swamp. Yeah, but check the Arctic, especially the southern Arctic. I seem to recall having seen and killed mammoths there. But again, like I said, it's been a while since I played Prometheus, so my memory is a bit fake in that regard.
Yeah, woolly spam. I mean, the ones in swamps are different. So, yeah.
Now your support makes these updates possible. The Great Hunts campaign, the Great Hunts DLC, for example, is 20% off at the moment. Not the 90% of the base game. Still a nice 20%. Or if you go for the complete the set, get everything you don't have yet, it's a 40% off. So pretty nice discounts at the moment. And yeah, if you want to support it, do consider buying some of the DLCs, because that's where they make their money from, and not really from the base game, not with that price. Anyway, new content. Spider, 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 more spider, a lot of spider stuff here. What's the setting here? Spider should now be cleaned up after turning on Arachnophobia mode. Yes, oops, I don't want them spiders. Quickly enable Arachnophobia mode and they're still there.
Spiders.
Yep.
Yeah. I would imagine everything, as you said, in the new content to be spider related. So fixes.
Yeah, it's basically all spider.
Yeah.
He's setting up spider bestiary entry and splitting from geothermal spider. So in addition we'll get another type of spider as well.
Yep.
Couple of fixes. Plain equips set to use deer spawn rates. Bluebacks to use the buffalo spawn rates. You know, the weight in the creature spawn pool. Clean out some spawn rules that are not valid for the spawn config for the level. For example, polar bears on the desert outposts. Yep. And fixed cake pieces no longer being interactable after reload. We already talked about that one. So let's go to some future content. More landing pad for the orbital exchange interface. Added an icon. This would indicate it's going to be a craftable item. Otherwise, why would it need an icon, right? Clay brick building pieces. We already had clay brick building pieces, I thought, but okay. Adding mutation laugh audio and notify. Audio is important.
Yeah, but I think this will be like, I don't know, probably as part of an audio track for one of the missions. Somebody was probably very intoxicated. So.
Yep. And once again, here is specifically the woolly mammoth Yuffie mentioned. Yeah. Let's see. Tentacle.
Dragonfly nests. So.
Fix issue with the new orbital exchange interface asset spawning mounts in midair. Oops. Okay. Raptor mount not attacking back in defensive mode, so you set it to passive. And then you set it back to defensive. And it's not going to defend itself. Oh, that has now been fixed. Good. Limit ghost croc population to 1. That would indicate for me that's going to be a world boss, the ghost croc.
Yep.
Update nail gun to support building upgrade logic. Would that mean the nail gun is going to be a repair hammer instead of a weapon?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Okay. I
So
wanted to have a nail gun to shoot nails at enemies.
No, I mean, we already have guns to do that, so...
True, but just for fun.
Will probably
Just for
work.
fun.
But it might do damage against them, actually, because I don't think currently the repair hammer does any damage.
Nope,
so it doesn't
it
do any
doesn't.
damage. So
Repair hammer and firecracker don't. I mean, it's easy to check. Just to find yourself a sandworm and attack it. You can safely attack it as long as you keep his attack pattern in mind. So. Let's see. Updated flash sack floater. Added 2 leg and 4 leg IK for Raptor and Striker. Oh, added the version 2 of the flash sack floater, which is twice as large. Gonna have like a big floater as well. Cool. Flare gun has been worked on. The projectiles will no longer bounce on the ground. Flare smoke and sprite particles not fading or scaling correctly. Flare gun flare should now fade out before it hits the ground. And it's gonna come down slower. Reduce the max speed of the flares when descending.
yeah, I see that. Yeah. Lots of drone updates.
Yeah.
Probably has also got to do with the 100 drone. I know there was maybe a variation of it. So.
You have 100 drone, scouting drone, and there is a third one.
It's probably different behaviors and speeds and stuff like that.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
The 100 drone or the scouting drone. Scouting is
Quicker.
like more perceptive but less attack, and the hunter drone is more attack and maybe less perceptive. I don't know.
Probably should be. Or more HP as well, so slower, but more bulkier, more armored, the higher damage type of thing. I'll see.
Add Arctic Scorps to the Arctic Outpost spawn group. Frostfall is definitely an Arctic outpost. So you're gonna have the big Scorps there as well, the big red ones. Geothermal spider now spawns in geothermal areas like typical creature. Oh, so not only at night near caves, but like out in the open. Nice.
Yep.
Some work on the mammoth saddles and skill tree.
Skill tree feature locked, or the feature locked mammoth talents are retailing to building.
Relating to building, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that was obviously the thing that we read ages ago, or not that long ago, but that.
Yeah, like
so,
built on the back of the mammoth.
So at the moment, I think it's going to be locked, but yeah. We'll
yeah. See. Does this mean don't spend all your mammoth talents?
Yeah, or would it be that they're visually not even there, so you don't even know they're there, so you would have to tame another mammoth as soon as it comes out? Because I mean, you can still have a mammoth for damage and roar and stomp and crush and all these things, and then you can have the mammoth for utility. So you don't have the same.
Are they getting a higher level cap when this whole building on mammoths is being released?
Or maybe a separate tree altogether, but no, it says that it's just the talents related to it is going to be locked to probably prevent it, because it's not built yet or tested out yet, so just prevent the entire thing until it's sort of fixed, probably maybe even after they come back, but we'll see.
Work in progress. Mammoth platforms will now appear when equipping heavy saddle.
Interesting, yeah.
So we can already see next week at the new saddle items which kind of saddles we get for the woolly mammoth. Let's see. Anything else? Here, disable spider spawning in Olympus Conifer easy area. So the starter area, no spiders there. Slinkers and bed dogs. Bed dog is the drug. Have their maximum hunting distance halved if player target is within an active spawn blocker. So less chance of drugs
Being
wandering
engaged.
toward, aggroing on you when you're in range of a creature deterrent, hopefully.
Yep, I think that's basically what it sounds like. I also see here that they're adding additional cooking dialogue lines and adding water fluid dripping through vent parts. I'm wondering if that's related to like audio and
Is this up or down?
Slightly maybe down, maybe. It's actually maybe even up. It's just past the Tesla coils and the new drone movements. But it's basically saying adding additional cook dialogue lines and adding water fluid dripping through vent parts and various adjustments, removing a couple of unwanted lines. But it was basically, what I was wondering is that, yeah, there is like some cooking like audio events, but it's pretty much the same cooking audio event each and every time. So it's very generic.
It's cooked
and not
dialogue
fundamental.
line though.
Yeah, and like I said, maybe it's part of a mission where you have to cook something in order to do something, but the adding water fluid dripping through vent parts is like, okay, well, we don't have vents realistically, but we have like an AC, you know, if you have like a dripping AC, it's audio, and audio it could be immersive, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah. And missing Storka tame talent name descriptions.
Yeah, Sorkos is going to be like wolves and such. Is it going to be a tameable? Last week, I believe, it was mentioned something that you can trap him in snare trap.
Oh, okay.
Disable rain processing on Arctic winds weather reactions with 0 values. Arctic winds, no rain.
Oh. Well, snow can be rainish, but...
yeah, but then it should be Arctic snow event and not an Arctic winds event.
The other ones, yeah.
New atmospheres, deserts, Elysium, coastal, tundra, geothermal.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Queen increased melee damage on the axe and reduced projectile damage. So when fighting the Queen, when you want to kill the axe, go full on melee on the things.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, an axe has weight behind it to crack an eggshell. Realistically, shooting it with a bullet or a shotgun or explosive ammunition should still do a fair amount of damage. Probably elemental bullet types like explosion would probably still do pretty good damage against them. But
Well, it depends on how strong the scales are, obviously. It's no chicken egg, right? It's going to be a worm egg, so...
But it depends if it's a clutch of eggs. Like, I'm trying to think of, in like Fallout universe, you have Mirelurk nests, which have eggs on top of them, but they're like clustered, not like on top of each other, but within a fair, like 30 centimeters. And usually the explosions are, you know, a little bit more than that. So realistically, use grenades. You know, that'll also do the trick.
Yeah, unless the egg scales, the eggs are like hard enough to withstand the explosion.
If it's withstanding an explosion, your axe is going to do jack diddly squat to it.
I wouldn't necessarily say so. Pressure follows the way of least resistance. Where if you hit something with an axe, all the force is directed on that one point.
But then it would be better to use a pickaxe, but yeah.
True, which is also melee.
Yeah, it is, but grenades.
We'll have to try it out.
Yeah, I still have to slip and give you a present, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We didn't kill anything with our impact grenades yet. No, we haven't.
No, we haven't really tried them yet.
Yeah.
We can try them on some spiders.
Yeah, technically.
Let's see. The bestiary has been upgraded with a ton of images. Probably feature locked though, but...
Yeah, I saw that.
Let's see.
Some bestiary changes, some trophies again. Like the flightless tank trophy.
Yeah, flying tank, flightless tank. 2 different animals.
Yeah. T4 armor bench. I think that's T4 armor bench.
Where are you at the moment?
About bottom 10th. I mean, like I said, all of this is like...
I'm just below the bestiary images. There's a couple of things.
let's see here.
Like scaling on the eggs has been changed from 6 per person to 4 per person, plus 50% of something per player. So maybe
okay,
plus 2 per player. So which will still, I don't know, there's 50% of the players, so 4. And if you with 2 players add 1, so 5. If you with 4 players add 2 is 6. No change for solo, so this would mean then it's going to be easier for solo.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, multitasking to some extent would be easier because if you can keep the boss busy.
Yeah. The one above added extra damage to laser, fire, and melee, and reduced projectile resistance on the eggs, so you can cook them. Flamethrower.
Yes, but laser.
Laser pistol, yeah, it's being mentioned before. Reduce egg aura damage from 25 plus minus 5 to 15 plus minus 5.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely working on the eggs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Bestiary lore text for the dangerized creatures. Woolly mammoth eat removed one of the 2 mammoth eat montages and then added missing mammoth eat montage notifies. Okay.
But then they fixed the mammoth mounting points on the wrong health curve, but they doubled the juvenile mammoth, the mammoth health to 600.
So it doesn't get killed as easily when you are bringing it back. Good.
True, but I mean, I'm trying to think of what the health would be of a juvenile moa or a juvenile buffalo, because I'm trying to put into perspective how much HP this thing is going to have.
True.
That's the thing.
You want to know, you let one of the, you like kill a adult moa, grab the UV, hit it with your fist, see how much damage you do to him before it dies.
Yeah, but probably take a look at that, yeah.
Yeah, like, you have killed the... I mean, okay, sure, mammoth killing isn't that hard anymore if you're a bit kitted up. But then you finally killed the big mammoth. And you grab the UV. And the UV just gets a little tap from a wolf and dies.
Yeah.
That's not going to be nice.
Well, it's about the size of a buffalo, I would say, the juvenile. So it's gonna be big. It's not gonna be small, but it'll be of fair size.
Stone fortification crafting's been moved to the masonry bench. A bit slow crafting, 4 times recipe time. But then again, it's a stone fortification, the big thing. So yeah, crafting will take a bit of time. Move to the masonry bench, makes sense. It's stone after all.
Yep.
Bestiary image of a raptor, stork, tank, etc. Yeah, you were here. Updated Mammoth Arctic Explorer saddle art assets. Yeah, the one we saw in the picture. It was an Arctic Explorer saddles with the big horns at the back.
Yep.
Elysium fixed weed growing out of rocks in the tundra. That's some strong weed. Yeah, I think this is about it for the patch notes, don't you think? Or is there anything else you wanted to point out?
No, not really. I mean, the T4 armor bench was the one thing I was wondering about, because I don't think we have the the T3 armor bench with us, right? It's not like that's a T4, or do we have the T4?
We don't really have an armor bench as such. You create most of the armors on the textiles bench.
Correct.
For
but it
which
was
we
actually
already
referred to-
have a tier 4 variant.
Yeah, but I think wasn't the first Tech 1 type of armor, like the textiles bench, referred to as an armor bench?
Um,
And then it just became a textiles
yeah,
bench.
more like... did they at some
'Cause that's where
point
you, that's where you
propose
craft
to
your
get
armor.
an armor bench, and then they decided to move the functionality to the textiles bench?
Yeah, so they're still keeping, perhaps, or would this be a unique sort of bench which would be used for crafting like the like radioactive armors? I don't know, like
Yeah, but that's going to be... Then they could as well make it as tier 5.
exactly. So
Because I reckon that materials is going to be tier 5. I mean,
yeah,
it might be added to tier 4, don't get me wrong. But I reckon it would be tier 5. So then they could as well give us a tier 5 armor bench.
yeah, or maybe it was a typo and maybe they meant T5. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's about it from my side.
Okay. Then we're gonna take a 15-minute break, and we're gonna be back in about 15 minutes with some Styx open world gameplay.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll do the stream outro. I'll be back with you in a sec.
See you then.
So these were the patch notes. We do this every single Friday, same time. We go through the patch notes. So if you don't want to read through them yourself, hey, hop in the stream and you can hear us go through the patch notes and talk about them, and you can talk to us about them in the chat. If you did enjoy watching us go through the patch notes and you want to get notified next time I stream, feel free to hit that follow button. Or if you watch this on YouTube and you want to get notified next time I upload, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. And I hope I will see you folks around in the subsequent gameplay, which starts in about 15 minutes. Thanks, Infinity. See you around.